Hi guys, I'm Tashinga.
And I'm Sara.
And welcome to Thespillandgrill,
where you spill the stories.
And we grill them to perfection. So on today's episode and video, we are going to watch a TikTok that we found. It's a guy telling his story about a date. And yeah, we're going to discuss it. So let's do that.
So my dating life is a joke. I can't even make this up anymore. I can't even make this stuff up. I'm talking to this girl. We're texting for a little bit. It's going well. I say, hey, do you like coffee? She says, yeah, I love coffee. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, cool. We mesh on something. Do you want to get coffee sometime? So she texts back and she says, this isn't going to work for me. We have different approaches / principles to dating. And I'm not going to waste our time any further. And she blocked me. Oh. You just said you love coffee. What's wrong with getting coffee? Like, that is a easy way to talk, get to know somebody a little more. True. And just enjoy a warm or cold beverage with caffeine.
Oh, okay. Poor guy.
He seems really sweet. I feel bad for him.
He does seem very sweet. Aww. I think just the lady that he was speaking to was more of a high maintenance, shall we say?
Yeah.
If that's the right word. I think
Maybe.
She was more of pick me up, you choose the place, take her to a nice restaurant, open the door for me. She seems like maybe this type of woman.
So I like drinking. And what I mean by drinking is like beverages. I don't mean alcohol, but or it can be alcohol, but it can be coffee or drinks for the first date.
Me too.
And the reason why is because I really want to get to know that person on the first date. And I feel like if you're sitting across from each other and you're eating, you're like chewing, you can get something stuck in your teeth. True. You're getting interrupted by the waiter because the waiter comes in and asks you how you're doing. Yeah. You can choke if you try to speak while you're eating. I don't remember his name, but the old host of The Bachelor. He mentioned one time that they, while they're filming, they do put plates in front of the dates, but they're not allowed to actually eat the food. They're actually fed before the dates. And the reason for that is because nobody wants to see someone talk and eat at the same time. So where'd you grow up, you know? And I take that into real life as well. Like, if you're going to have a good conversation, I don't think it can be done over dinner.
True, but again, I'm trying to think of the high maintenance girl from her perspective. Is for her, she's happy to get a free meal out of it. That's exactly what I'm thinking, because my girlfriends have always said, you know, when you meet a guy and it's the first date, don't ever do dinner, because if you do not like that guy, you have to sit for a whole dinner with them.
That's
and honestly, that was the best piece of advice I ever got. And I was like, actually, that makes complete sense.
I think she missed out.
Yeah, maybe. I think so.
You told him, I love coffee. So that sounded like a perfect idea for him. And you know what? If she hadn't blocked him, maybe he could have had the chance to say, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you didn't want to have coffee. If you prefer, I'd love to take you out to dinner.
I mean, just go for the coffee date. Go for the experience.
Yeah, get to know the person.
Exactly.
I don't think there's anything wrong with coffee.
It's not too much pressure as well. It's in a very relaxed environment.
Yeah.
And if you do like the guy or the girl, then you continue and you go somewhere else.
Exactly.
Right?
And if you don't like them, you finish your drink quickly, whether it's coffee or alcoholic or water or whatever, and you get out.
Literally, it's true. Know? It's very true.
I think she wanted to be impressed by the setting of the date versus being impressed by the personality.
Yeah.
I don't care if you take me to a really nice restaurant. If the company's awful, I'm not on her side. No, I'm grilling her.
Yeah, I'm not on her side either.
She is on the grill today. Sorry, girl, you missed out. You're way overly high maintenance. Yeah. I think that was a total exaggeration, especially the blocking. He could have been a great guy, but you would prefer to be wined and dined. You prefer to be impressed by the setting versus the person.
That's true.
I don't like that. You know what? To the dude that made this video, I think you dodged a bullet. She probably would have driven you crazy. So find a girl who wants to go to coffee with you. I think it's a lovely idea.
Just go on the date.
Yeah, just go. She missed out. He seemed so sweet.
Yeah, he did. But now we'll never know, right? We'll know. So that was a first date that didn't make it to a first date.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
All right. I also have a story. It is about a guy that I met on Tinder. I remember really liking his profile. His profile was very funny.
Okay.
It was written in like forms of reviews. So it was like landlord, always pays rent on time.
Cute.
Mom, always did well in school. Like, you know, like it was very funny. And I was really impressed by that. I liked that.
He's put some thought into that.
He
actually.
did. Yeah,
like
he
that.
really did. And I really liked it. We matched. I got super excited. We start to text, and at one point he asks me for a selfie, which I don't really like. And I don't like selfies on demand. I just think they're kind of sleazy. And I told him that, and I was like, I don't really do selfies on demand. I feel uncomfortable. And he sends me a Giphy or a Jiffy. I don't know what they're called. I'm old.
Gif,
of, you know, Puss in Boots when his eyes open up.
Oh,
like,
cute.
please.
Okay. Yeah.
So it made me laugh. So I said, all right, fine. I sent him a selfie.
Okay.
It took like 10 minutes because I had to take like...
Of course,
I
the
had to
best
give-
angles,
Yeah, I had
lighting.
to give myself a whole photo shoot to get a good one. Finally send him one, and he writes back, he's like, you're so pretty, very sweet. The next day, asks me for a selfie again. Now I'm upset. Because I broke my rule yesterday, now he thinks that...
You will give selfies on demand.
all the time, right?
Right, okay.
Now I'm kind of getting a little bit, like, creepy vibes from the guy.
Okay.
And finally, we start to decide as to where we're going to meet. And I tell him where I live. He tells me where he lives.
Okay.
And he suggests a place in his neighborhood.
Okay.
Which is fine, but I feel like it should be a middle ground.
Okay.
I feel like if it's close by to your house, you're expecting for me to get back there. And then he even said something along the lines of, I'm going to bring my finest chapstick. Which could be cute, but also at the same time, I feel like...
That's weird.
Like, now I have to kiss you? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he's already setting it up.
Yeah, it started getting a little bit... like
Staged.
Yeah, and a little bit pushy, you know?
Okay.
So then I wasn't really looking forward to it that much anymore. And this was a Saturday. I used to work in a retail store, and I was working on Saturday, and I was going to go after work. I'd go home, get changed, and go to the date.
Okay.
And one of my colleagues, who is a good friend of mine, he was part of the group of friends that I was in that city. So he comes in, and he goes, hey, we're going to bring so-and-so to a straight bar tonight. Do you want to come? Okay. So this is where I might be the asshole. So let me give you a little bit of a background here. My friend group at that time was mostly gay men. There was a few girls, but the friend group was mostly gay men. And we were going to a lot of bars, a lot of clubs at the time, and they were all gay bars.
Gay bars, okay, cool. Okay.
So I could never really go to a straight place because nobody wanted to go. Even the girls that were in that group didn't want to go to straight establishments.
Okay, yeah.
So when I hear this, that we're going to get a chance, we're going to take so-and-so to a straight bar, I'm like, yeah, let's go. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Okay. This is not my hometown. So I didn't grow up there. So I've never actually been to a straight place in this city. That's why it was such an experience, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
And the person that we were taking, he was getting out of a marriage. His husband had left him out after 11 years. So this was to cheer him up. He was going through something, and we were going to take him. And that's why we were going to change the setting a little bit.
Right, okay. That makes sense.
To cheer him up and just kind of be there for him during this time. So I'm like, shit, I have this date tonight. And I'm not really feeling the guy, but at the same time, I want to go because maybe it's a little bit different in person versus text. I asked the guy, I said, hey, for tonight, I have a little bit of a request. And he went, okay, sure. And I think he did say something along the lines like, are you ready for a smooch or something? Yeah, like it was, I didn't like it. So I said, one, can you meet me downtown instead of in that area? And B, can we keep it to about an hour and a half to 2 hours? I've got something afterwards. And he wrote back, oh, so it looks like you can't make it then. So then I wrote back saying, well, no. And then I explained my friend's husband left him. They were together for 11 years. He's down, and I'd really like to be there for him, but I don't want to cancel. So I'd really like to do both. And he wrote back, I don't put time limits on dates.
Fair enough.
Fine. And then he went, it's unfair for you to ask me to go all the way downtown. Okay. But it's not all the way downtown. It wasn't a 30-40 minute drive. Like, it's not. Like, by public transit, 20-25 minutes.
Okay, that's not
absolute
bad.
max. By public transit. So by car, very quick. I didn't tell him I was going to a club.
No, of course not. Honey, you wouldn't have had a date then.
Yeah. I didn't tell him, hey, I'm going to go to a straight bar after our date. But I did tell him I just want to be there with my friends, and I want to be there for that specific friend because he's going through a crisis. And he went, I understand. So I think we need to cancel.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like...
Okay.
I was trying not to cancel because I thought canceling was going to be the asshole thing to do.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Yeah.
So then I said, okay, do you want to meet up next Saturday instead? And he went, well, that's really far away. Don't you have anything in between? And so I gave him 2 other times that I was free, and he was like, well, no, I'm not free, so I guess Saturday. And then I wrote back, okay. Never heard from him after that. And so then I sent screenshots of these texts to my best friend and a guy friend. And the guy calls me, my guy friend, he calls me and goes, do not go out with this guy. You've never even met him, and he's already, like, telling you off. He's already, like, dismissing you and what's important to you.
Okay.
So I never heard back from the guy, and I never tried.
And what did your girlfriend say? The girl?
She said she didn't like I don't put time limits on dates. And she even said, and I mentioned, like, the original place was close by to his house. And she's like, no, he was just trying to get you to his house. Especially with the whole, like, chapstick idea.
Yeah, that was creepy.
Yeah. I was trying not to cancel. I was trying to be nice.
I think you were really trying,
Yeah, I was trying to not be the asshole. And I think perhaps I was the asshole in the end because I did want to go out with my friends instead of continue the dates with him.
True, but if you weren't feeling it, I think even if you had met him, you already had preconceptions of him from saying the whole chapstick thing and things, so maybe you wouldn't have liked it and wasted your time. I think it's quite abrupt that he's just... He said okay in the last message?
No, in the end I said okay. He's like, we'll have to wait till next Saturday.
And then you said okay, and then never heard from him. That is a bit, like, wild to me. Yeah. That's not even like, okay, hey, how are you the next day? Like, okay, we did meet up, but... Yeah, that's a bit strange.
I feel there was, like, a lack of empathy there. Like, you know, I told him, like, my friend's husband left him after 11 years. He's down.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
Don't you think, like, you would say, hey, no, you know what, I get that.
Be there for to be honest, friend. Yeah, I would. I'd be like, okay, don't worry, let's meet another day, maybe when we have some more time. I get where your friends are coming from. I just think if you had already planned this with him first... And
know. It's iffy.
It is iffy. And I think maybe many people probably won't agree with me. But also, he did sound a bit strange. And these are the things I feel like we need to look out for, men and women, like, at the start of the conversations. Like, for me, the whole selfie thing, I really want to bring men and women in and ask them, what is the fascination with that? I don't know. It's not that it creeps me out, but it's just, why do you want a selfie? Why? For what? And I know a lot of guys ask for this.
It's not cool. It makes the girls really uncomfortable, to be honest. And then I broke my rule once, and then he asked for it again. So, lesson learned.
Yeah, and now, then he probably thought it was like a norm that I can ask. Was he sending selfies?
No, I mean, I didn't ask him for one because I'm not creepy like that either.
True. Yeah,
so.
I don't think... As women, do we ask for selfies like that?
I don't think I've ever heard a girl ask for a selfie.
No, I don't think I've asked for one as well.
I had plenty of photos on Tinder. Like, I had at least 6.
That's what I think, but they still want more.
Yeah.
What is the obsession with the selfies?
Yeah, would you do a selfie on the man, ladies? Let me know. If some guy from Tinder, you haven't met him yet, he's seen 6 photos of you, and he says, send me a selfie, how would you feel?
And guys, the same. Yeah. How would you feel if a girl was like, send me a selfie?
Yeah. Or guys, what are you thinking? Why are you asking for a selfie? Why do you need photo number 7 and 8? I don't even know.
To add that to the catalogue.
Yeah. Like, you want to make sure that, like, I'm not catfishing you?
It could be this, It could be. That's the only logical explanation, because I've heard some crazy stories.
So fine for the first selfie.
Yeah,
But the second selfie, the next day? No way. I did not like that at all. But yeah, so there was that. And then like the insinuation that we were going to kiss. I mean, listen, I'm not against a kiss on the first date. I mean, I've kissed people on days that I meet them. Like, you know, like when it's not even a date. Like I've met them somewhere outside or at a bar or something, and we've ended
up you little hussy. I'm joking.
No, like we've ended up kissing. Like,
okay,
so
nice.
When the moment is there and the feeling is there,
that's true.
Go for it. So first date, second date, just met 5 minutes ago, whatever. Like if it's there and both parties are feeling it, go crazy. But I felt like I had to kind of kiss him.
It really sounded like he was setting up a scene.
He said there was I might have the text somewhere, but like he said something about bringing his finest chapstick, and there was another thing about kissing. Yeah.
Oh, so he was really eager.
Yeah.
For the kiss.
That we may or may not have been feeling.
Exactly.
So,
and I agree with you about meeting in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's fair on both parties. I don't think it should be we need to meet in his town or your town. In the middle is perfect.
Downtown was not a bad place at all. He did not live that far. He just didn't want to leave his neighborhood.
Yeah, for me that's strange. Because for me, I'd rather meet in the middle, because I don't want people in my neighborhood seeing me dating random guys. Like, let's be smart. That's just me. Like,
it's like your local bar, and like every week the guy
it's like, oh, here's Tashinga again. Date number 4,
right?
Guy number 7. Like, date number 4, right? Guy number 7. Like, I'd rather just meet somewhere where no one knows us. Yeah.
Right, exactly. And it was just like, I think what he suggested was nothing special. Like a bar and grill kind of place, you know.
Bar and grill.
Yeah, and now he's on the grill. Yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? Am I the asshole for trying to squeeze the two events together? That night ended up being a blast, by the way. It was one of the best nights of my life.
Then we keep it as a good memory, and not like as it could have been the worst date ever, right? So either way, it would have been good content and experiences, but it's better that it was this.
Yeah, instead. We were like already arguing. Yeah, you know, before we even met each other. So
maybe for him it was more on your terms than his terms, and he didn't like that.
Yeah, he
didn't like that. So screw him. Bye. Whatever.
No, sorry.
Not this girl.
No, you know what? I dodged the bullet. I really did.
So. Yeah. You weren't blocked, were you? Do you know? Just curiosity. It was just no
I don't
response.
think so. I think I still have him on Instagram.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I think he still follows me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know if I follow him, but I see him pop up on my stories sometimes.
Interesting story. I like that.
Yeah. A first date that never made it to the first date.
Let us know if you guys have any first dates that never made it to first dates. Why? What happened? We really want to hear all your stories. So we'll leave the email on the screen now. We want to get as many submissions as we can. So please email us in.
We love to share stories. So
we do.
This is what we're here for. And I think that is what you're here for too. Because you keep coming back every week. So I think you enjoy the stories that we share. And please let us know if you have any comments, any suggestions, anything at all. In the end, this is for you guys. So whatever you guys want, we will bring.
Yes. And remember, guys, disclaimer, we are not experts. We don't have any kind of degree in this.
We're not relationship experts.
No, we're just
not psychologists.
Two women that are giving our own experiences, our own advices. So take what we say honestly with a pinch of salt. This is very lighthearted and fun. You're doing so bad. Okay, I think that is it. Yeah. You have been listening or watching The Spill and Grill. I have been your host, Tashinga.
And I'm Sara.
Thank you for watching, guys, and listening. Bye.
Bye, guys.